And a lot of people realize that I've just started down my doctoral journey, and I am super focused on mindset preparation to help alleviate burnout. I know that you talk a lot about mindset and you have some books that you can recommend and things like that, but I just why do you think that in cybersecurity we just don't have a mindset that gives long tenure in the roles that we're being hired for?
Yeah, I mean, I think overall people don't fully know what they're getting into. And we can just speak on incident response, right? All the stuff you're going to have to see, it constantly hits your brain. Obviously, you're a former SF guy, so you've been through a number of things that have prepared you well, along with many veterans. You go through certain things that prepare you well for cybersecurity career, but not everybody goes through that. And so you really have to focus on preparing your mind. And even those of us that come in prepared is still, I mean, there's just a lot of crap you deal with. And so I think that, you have to do a couple things. Number one, you have to get outdoors. If you don't live in a safe area, try to move at some point, please. If you're just in a country where it's not necessarily safe to go outdoors, try to just find, I mean, a closet, a little section of your room, just something where you can kind of get quiet if you can, and just get alone with your mind. And I think that's people don't do that, right? They're on the freaking phone all the time, the tablet, the computer. They got, we talked right before we started filming. We got to turn off all the alerts and all that stuff so we don't hear dings during the recording and stuff. So I think people just don't do that anymore. And I think you got to do that. There's a study I read years ago that reading reduces your stress by like 40%. Just reading for 5 minutes is all. Like, hey, you got 5 minutes. Like, tell the kid to shut up, and say, I got to read, or help mommy read this or whatever, right? I don't have kids, so I could say that, but, and I was a
Neither
fool.
do I.
Right. So I can say, shut up, kid. But, as parents, you probably can't say that, they'll tell on you to the teacher and stuff like that. But take some time for yourself. You mentioned books, Rick. There's a lot of good ones out there. I think The Intention Experiment by McTaggart, which is a more recent read I've had, that one goes into the science of visualization, manifestation, that sort of stuff in the first half of the book. The second half of the book has like actual exercises for you to work on this stuff. It's not necessarily a mindset like relaxation type of book, but I think that would be helpful. So it's called The Intention Experiment. The author's McTaggart. I don't remember the first name. There's another one called, I think it's called The 3-Minute Method or something like that by Reagan, Hillier. That's another one to kind of goal setting. The one I absolutely love for goal setting is called The Lazy Man's Way to Riches by, I can't remember, I think Joe Karbo. Karbo is the last name. It's Karbo, I believe. But get the first edition. It was published in the 1970s. The newer edition sucks. Get the first edition. It's short. It's a simple read. You can only find it used usually. Like I've got a used copy. The pages fall out, but it's great for goal setting. So if you're someone that wants to set goals, and again, the mindset stuff, I guess the other thing I'll mention is like the Silva method. You can just look at some videos on YouTube for doing those meditations, or you can buy their program. I don't know what they charge now. I found it cheap years ago, and then it was actually, I think, sold through somebody else. So I kind of hacked my way to get there for cheap. I didn't realize it at the time. So yes, score one for me. But they do have that program as well. There's also a woman on YouTube. I believe her name is Marissa Peer. I think it's Marisapeer. She's also got videos on mindset and positive speaking and things like that. And then, of course, thinking about that brings up the book. I think it's called The Power of Positive Thinking or Power of Positive Speech by Norman McPeel or something. I should have prepared a list of all these ones, but those are some of the ones, the resources on mindset. Some people meditate, some people speak, what they want to happen. I'm big on that, but I think you need to be tactful about it. And a lot of people say I will have your subconscious doesn't understand the future. It doesn't understand the past. It only understands the present. So when you speak things, it needs to be in the present format. It's not like, oh, this sucked years ago, so this is going to be good. No, it doesn't understand that. All it hears is basically, oh, this sucks. It's not going to understand you. So speak as if it's already occurred, like it's happening in the present. Like I've got this thing. This interview's going great, or this interview went well. Things like that. That's how you speak it. But and I know I kind of covered a broad thing there. It's not just the mindset of like succeeding in your job in cybersecurity. That's the meditation stuff, right? That's the Silva method, things to, put you in alpha state and really relax your body all the way. It's also the things for job interviews. preparing for a job interview, getting your mind right, writing out what you want to happen. If your boss sucks and you want them to change, you may not be able to change your boss, but maybe you can move to another team or something, right? Or someone reaches out on LinkedIn with a better job offer at someplace else where you've got an awesome boss, an awesome team. So you never know. But the biggest mistake I think people make around mindset is they think they need something outside of themselves. And of course, all these are great resources I mentioned, but honestly, you just need to turn the phone off, turn the computer off, get quiet with your mind. At first, you're going to have all sorts of crap just flowing through. Like, just give yourself the time. It's chaos. My mind is chaos. I'll tell you that right now. My mind is chaos. But once you give yourself some time, then it starts to kind of even out, and then you start to focus on different things. Like, oh, I would really love to take a walk in the park. We had seen that with COVID, actually. People started realizing, like, I don't need to commute 4 hours to make, multi six figures when I can make six figures, or I can make even less than that, reducing my bills. And I can spend time with my kids, my spouse, whatever. I can go spend time in nature. I can take walks. That's why there's a huge fight against return to the office, because why do I want to hang around with all of you when I could go walk in nature, clear my head, and be 10 times more productive at home than I can with every weirdo in the office coming and bothering me because I'm in a mini skirt that day or something, And obviously, if I'm in a mini skirt, people are probably going to, bother me quite a bit. But it'd be like, what's going on, dude? But what I'm saying, like, there's a lot of weirdos in the office, and much love to the weirdos out there, but let's be real. Like, people just don't get the mental break anymore in today's society. And I think you don't need any of the stuff I just mentioned. You can literally just turn off your phone. I know it's going to hurt at first, but turn off the phone, turn off the computer, like just get up and walk outside and walk around. And again, there's weirdos outside, so be careful of that too. Have some weapons on you or whatever, but especially in Texas, but you don't, the point of everything I'm saying is that you have everything you need within you already to be successful. You just have to learn how to tap into that. It's already there. Like, you were born with it, and yes, you have to work on skills and things like that throughout your life, but really like 80% of it, you've already got within you. You just have to learn how to shut up, get quiet, tap into that. And that builds that mental resiliency. The other thing that does is, like, if you grew up tough, like I did, like anytime I dealt with stuff in life, I look back on childhood, I'm like, oh God, I wouldn't, like, this is nothing compared to stuff I've been through. So when you put your life in that perspective, like, you've come a long ways, every single person, even if you came from wealthy parents, you've come a long ways from where you started at to where you are now. And just take some time to write down, like, where you came from. And then when you look at that list, when you're getting stressed out or something at work or whatever, you look at that list, you're like, oh man, I mean, like, this right now, this weird boss, that's nothing compared to that weird boss 10 years ago. So it's just, it's really refocusing your mind and turning off the technology, because I don't want to get too woo-woo on this. People are going to start turning away, but understand life, matter, all that stuff, it's vibrations. Everything has a vibration. If you go, like, rub your feet on the carpet and go, poke your cat's going to meow at you because you just shocked it with static electricity, right? There is a vibration that's coming to the cat. Probably you might get swiped if your cat has claws and stuff too. You probably shouldn't do that to the cat, but everything's got a vibration. If you understand that, then you understand that your electronics have a certain vibration, and they're I don't know by design or not, but they throw off essentially your equilibrium as a vibrating individual, and that's why you need to step away. Like you see people taking breaks from social media and the computers and stuff like that, and they're more successful than a lot of you out there listening to this, and that's because they're getting their vibrations back in order. So anyways, I didn't want to go too woo-woo on that, but hopefully that helps at least one person out there.